When German women prisoners of war were brought to American camps during the final months of World War II, many arrived exhausted, malnourished, and accustomed to months, or even years, of harsh conditions, deprivation, and propaganda that had warned them the enemy would treat them cruelly. Yet nothing prepared them for the simple act that would shock them most: being allowed to shower with real soap. For these young women, who had served as auxiliaries, clerks, nurses, or laborers for the collapsing Reich, hygiene had been a luxury, with rationed water, blackened or ersatz soap, and crowded, unsanitary conditions forming the daily reality. And in German and occupied territories alike, personal cleanliness was often impossible, with diseases, lice, and filth tolerated as part of survival. So when they were told to undress and enter the camp shower facilities in America, initial reactions were a mixture of fear, suspicion, and disbelief, because surrender had been framed as dangerous, humiliating, and degrading, and the propaganda instilled a belief that Americans would punish, intimidate, or even assault prisoners. As water cascaded over them from clean, pressurized pipes, hot and plentiful, and real soap was handed freely, some women hesitated to touch it, convinced it might be a trap, a hidden poison, or a test of some kind. Yet once they began to wash, the sensation of cleanliness, warmth, and freedom was overwhelming, and the psychological impact was immediate, a combination of relief, amazement, and gratitude that went far beyond the physical act. Camp personnel, following strict regulations, ensured privacy, fairness, and safety, observing quietly, offering towels and guidance, while medical staff monitored for skin conditions, lice, or infections, reinforcing the sense that the women were being treated with care rather than contempt, a stark contrast to what they had expected and a powerful counterpoint to years of fear and indoctrination. According to diaries and post-war testimonies, many POWs later described standing under the water, lathering soap into hair for the first time in months, and weeping quietly at the sensation of cleanliness, a simple act that restored not only hygiene but dignity, autonomy, and a sense of normalcy that had been stripped away by war. Some women laughed in disbelief, others whispered to each other, remarking on the abundance and generosity of their captors, realizing for the first time that surrender had not resulted in degradation or violence, but in order, safety, and care. And the experience sparked reflection on everything they had been taught to believe about Americans, authority, and the enemy, forcing them to confront the disparity between propaganda and reality. Historians note that these seemingly small moments of humane treatment, hot showers, clean clothing, regular meals, had profound psychological effects on prisoners of war, breaking down fear, mistrust, and indoctrination, and allowing women to regain physical strength as well as self-respect, illustrating how acts of basic decency can become transformative in extreme circumstances. Over the following days, shower routines became a source of quiet morale, conversation, and even humor as the women compared the facilities to what they had endured in Germany, gradually realizing that the enemy they had feared was capable of empathy, professionalism, and respect, challenging deeply held beliefs about human nature, masculinity, and authority. For many German women POWs, the memory of those first showers remained vivid long after the war, representing not only cleanliness but survival, the restoration of dignity, and the unexpected humanity of those who held them captive, showing that in times of conflict, the simplest acts, running water, soap, privacy, can have the most extraordinary emotional impact, reshaping perceptions, inspiring gratitude, and leaving an enduring mark on the lives of those who endured unimaginable hardship, and then discovered that kindness could exist even in captivity.